cover here. Okay, when the winds shift, it looks like things are going to be changing. And guess what? Our winds just shifted here in Brookfield. Our winds in Brookfield now northerly, 15 miles an hour. And the National Weather Service, at that same time, has extended the tornado watch for Randolph County until 11 o'clock tonight. They've now canceled the tornado watch for Andrew County, for Atchison, for Davies, for DeKalb, for Gentry, for Grundy, for Harrison, also Holt and Livingston, Mercer, Nottoway, and Worth. Those areas no longer under a tornado watch, and those areas are where we've seen the wind shift. And so it looks to me like, and again, we I hope you'll bear with us where our signal is really scratchy here. I'm not sure whether it's affecting you or just affecting us here in the studio, but regardless, once the winds have shifted, the likelihood of tornadic activity is dramatically dropping. And that would be indicative of what the National Weather Service has just done as far as canceling the tornado watch for Worth County, for Nottoway, for Mercer, Livingston, Holt, Harrison, Grundy, Gentry, DeKalb, Davies, Atchison, and Andrew County. Now the tornado watch has been extended as well, and a little bit further south, and that would be for Randolph County until 11 o'clock tonight. Those of you who are already under the gun with that tornado watch certainly are still under the gun if the winds have not shifted around to the west-northwest, and we're showing winds at 22 miles an hour. Douglas, if you would you relay that through the chat room and let just simply do a quick post that our winds in downtown Brookfield had shifted, and give them an update as far as west-northwest, 22, and temperature 79.5. So that's good news for those of us in the Brookfield area. Those of you in the Cambria area, not so good news, but the tornado warning, just got another update here. Yes, 8:55 p.m. confirmed tornado located near Brookfield, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So the EAX, that's the National Weather Service out of Pleasant Hill, continuing the tornado warning, and that's for eastern portions now of Lynn County, along with Macon County. Also, let's add central and eastern portions of Lynn and Macon County. As far as what's happening here in downtown Brookfield, winds have now shifted north-northwest, 25 miles per hour. That was about 5 minutes ago, probably. So that gives a little bit of an update to the National Weather Service as far as what's going on here. We are still seeing an isolated, I was going to say an isolated cell that had redeveloped in between Purdon and Linnaeus, separate from the main tornadic cell that we just saw, but the next radar sweep showed it all a part of the same cell and just the backside. So that's an update there. The leading edge of that storm that has had that tornado on the ground would be approaching, okay, it would be in the Buckland area right now, to the north of Buckland, in between Buckland and the corner. Let's see here, we also would have to include New Cambria on the leading edge. Was that thunder? Oh, winds, yeah, winds, okay, banging the door too, so, along with thunder. And so those of you in Atlanta, those of you who may be camping Long Branch Lake, take shelter. You're going to want to make sure that you are well protected. Those of you at Long Branch, still a little ways away, but this storm has been moving easterly. The most recent indication 30 miles per hour, and we've had it 30 to 40 miles per hour or so. The severe thunderstorm warning for Sheridan County has been allowed to expire. Let's see. The severe thunderstorm warning for Lynn, central and eastern Lynn County, also Macon County, remains in effect, and it's now in effect until 9:30. Considerable thunderstorm damage has been reported with this storm. We've also had some tornadic damage with this storm in various different areas, but none of that will be able to be confirmed until National Weather Service assessment teams have been out and taken a look and seen what's happening. We've had hail reports anywhere from just small hail, marble-sized hail, all the way up to grapefruit-sized hail in some areas. That was some time ago, and in a different, that was in the cell that affected Trenton, and apparently considerable damage in the Trenton area from either tornadic activity or from straight line winds, either one. Both can do considerable damage. We've had reports of damage in the Linnaeus area. We've had to our team here at the radio station who are doing what they do best and stepping up to the plate when conditions warrant. We appreciate that. Also, thanks to, of course, our sponsors in North Central Electric and various others who do their jobs day in and day out. Thank you to those doing their jobs. That's the main thing. Anyway, the area of thunderstorms that was showing the hail core most visibly on Storm Track Weather Radar right now is in the Buckland area along Highway, maybe what, 129, Highway 129 to the north of Buckland, and soon knocking on the areas just to the north of New Cambria. Let's see here. Okay, 149. Okay, and I didn't have that update zoomed in. We just got our Storm Track Weather Radar system updated and sent back in and repaired and other enhancements made, and I haven't got everything installed yet. So, but I'm glad to have what we've got. So this storm is continuing to move in an easterly direction. Let's see, common 1 3/4 inch hail reports, common 60 mile per hour winds, common damage threat of thunderstorm activity. And again, the severe thunderstorm warning that was Sheridan County, parts of Sheridan County have been added to that, and that's now been allowed to expire. But those in Macon County have been added to the severe thunderstorm warning. Those in eastern portions now of Lynn County, and I tell you what, this storm is really moving through now. It's picked up some speed, it looks like. Earlier, Douglas, when the storm first started, we started watching it to the west of Maryville. I mean, it was like the storm just stayed there and just was continuing to dump and dump and dump, and then finally we started seeing some movement. And yes, it has picked up considerably in speeds. 60 miles per hour. And then this particular storm with the hail core, which is where it seems like all of the tornadic activity that we've had reports on tonight, it is continuing to cross the county line right now in between Macon County and also Lynn County. And so we're now talking about the Elmer, the Ethel area. That would be in that general area. Ooh. And we just lost power in Brookfield, totally. I see. On fire. Light. I think that's light. I think the fire's in the Brookfield, Brookfield just took a kaboom and went dark. Everything went dark, and took us a little bit here to get backup systems in place. And we've got power back at the studio. It doesn't look like everybody's back, but hopefully we'll be able to stay on here. Not sure about 96.1 or 1470, but we've got at least what sounds like a signal on 96.9, although scratchy, so hard telling. No, we've got a big carrier, so I can tell we're on. Okay, let's, we haven't looked out some time. I'll tell you what, I hope somebody's got a sandwich or something. I'm getting hungry. But that's okay. That's my issue. Let's see, more serious things to be concerned about here. Okay, I wanted to zoom out and see what these storms were doing to the north and west. And it does look like, as the National Weather Service had indicated, when those winds shift is when the likelihood of severe activity appears to be dropping considerably. 1470's off. Okay. What about 96.1? Checking that real quick. It's probably down, but you should be able to bring it back up since we've got power here. Okay, live radio, friends, and hamstrung live radio. We're doing our best here, so bear with us. Okay, this let me regain my wits about me. No, it's probably not going to happen. Let me regain some access here to information. And see if we've got any updated information to share. Those of you who have not yet had this storm pass through, if we say that it's headed your direction, take shelter. Ooh, okay, that's not a good sign. And hopefully that's not going to stay like that. Okay, it came back. We definitely, power surges and issues. National Weather Service, I'm sorry, the electric cooperatives in the cities or municipalities are doing their best job to keep those to a minimum, because I tell you what, those brownouts can cause serious damage for us anyway. And we've had a few of those here recently. But okay, let's replot and give you an update as far as the leading edge. We've had one other isolated cell that had picked up some intensity in Putnam County to our north, and it's now moving in the general area of Memphis and to the north of Memphis, Missouri, but nothing like the storm that we've had here in Lane County, which is now moving on into Macon County. Heaviest of the activity now, and nearly all of that hail core would be in Macon County right now. In the Elmer and Ethel area. Those of you in Atlanta, Missouri, our friends in the La Plata area, and those of you in the Macon area, our friends in Macon and Callio areas. You need to pay close attention to the storm. Those of you at the Lodge, just to the north and west of Callio, onto the Sheridan, you need to be paying real close attention to the storm. I know you are, because it's impacting your area right now. And just to the north, crossing the river, and we've lost something, but I'm still got at least part of the signal. Okay, we still have the transmitter, but lost part of the building power. So, okay, a little crazy this time. Okay, those of you in the Long Branch Lake region, we mentioned that. Bevere would be another target area, and just to the north of Bevere, and the what is that? The former county seat of Macon County. I can't remember it. Worthington? Yes, Worthington in Macon County, just to the north of Bevere. That's where we're seeing a lot of this activity. And the last couple of radar sweeps from Storm Track Weather Radar Certainly hasn't taken us out of the gun by any means, because we've seen weakening and strengthening all night long, but we have seen some weakening here of this particular storm, and hopefully it's going to move on out of here. Those of you in the Thomasville Lake region, you appear to be unscathed at this point, but again, Randolph County was added to that severe, or rather to that tornado watch a bit earlier, and that would concur with what my thoughts have been and what my experience has shown from 40 plus years of doing this here at the radio station, that the storm appears to be slightly moving to the south. Now, as of right now, those of you in the Thomasville Lake region, you appear to be okay, and like it's not going to be affecting you. Those of you in other portions of Randolph County, I'm not so sure at this point, because we have seen some redevelopment as it's gotten into a little more warm, moist air, these leading edges of these storms. Still to the west of Highway 63, where the leading edge is, and it really looks like right now that hail core, if it continues to drop south levels, it very possibly is going to impact Bevier right along the Love Travel Center location, and yeah, in that particular region. So if you're in that area, you're going to want to prepare, because it looks like you're going to be under the gun here before too much longer. Let's see here. Just trying to get an update and see if we've had any updated information from National Weather Service or from any of the emergency management agencies. Douglas, can you see if check the St. Louis side and see what they've got as far as just in the event? Kansas City and Pleasant Hill Weather Service and St. Louis Weather Service, they share basically half of our listening area. Each one does, and so we are approaching that dividing line, which is basically Highway 63, where areas of responsibility seem to shift over, and I want to make sure we're not missing anything. I believe we're getting it all, but I wanted to make sure of that. Okay. And I'll do a couple of other quick adjustments. The National Weather Service will be continuing to take storm reports and piece together all the pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, and we'll have updated storm reports a little bit later on, after the immediate threat has subsided. The
new text message from Chuck Woodlaw.
I think that was almost 30 minutes ago. Let's see here. Okay. And there's definitely been, we were talking earlier about that shift in the direction. We weren't sure whether it was hail related. National Weather Service has been talking about that and confirming some of that. Let's see here. Some of that was from some semblance of debris that possibly was thrown out ahead of the tornado in the downwind. If you haven't ever studied weather and weather phenomena, it's quite amazing. Okay, update. Tornado warning now has been issued for Sheridan, for Lynn, and Macon County until 9:45. 9:12, radar indication, thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over the Buckland area, which is what we've been talking about. 7 miles northeast of Marceline, moving southeast now at 35 miles per hour. And then, let's see, tornado warning for Lynn and for Macon County expired. That was from a bot, so I'm not trusting that bot report. Okay, we've had a report from Empire Road from Emergency Management out of Lynn County that they had some tornado damage. Apparently, no injuries were reported. And did you check anything, see anything from St. Louis? Okay. You want to share that, put on the mic there, and let me catch my breath here for just a quick minute. You can go on and share that information, and I can scroll through.
New text message from Chuck Woodyard.
Weather Service.
Okay, we are out of town tonight, sends curious.
Tornado warning. Okay, now it's making a little more sense. They've expired the tornado warning. They are continuing a severe thunderstorm warning for Lynn and for Macon County until 9:30 tonight. And hail of 1.5 inch possibility, along with heavy rain, wind damage, 60-mile-per-hour winds reportedly issued with that particular, or indicated with that particular storm. And what you find, Douglas, from the St. Louis area?
The St. Louis area National Weather Service is reporting watch areas that we have in effect, but also further to the east as you cross the state line. Tornado watch remains in valid until 11 p.m. for that area. For Missouri, that includes Lynn County, Sullivan County, Macon, and Putnam County, and northeastern Missouri and there in Schuyler County. Also, the National Weather Service is extending the tornado watch until to include the following areas until 11 o'clock this evening. That includes Randolph County as well.
What about Monroe and Shelby?
Yes, we were just getting to those areas. This also includes Drain County, Marion County, Rawls County, Knox County, Monroe, Shelby, Lewis, and Pike County. That tornado watch is in effect until 2 a.m. for that area. And a tornado watch remains in effect until 2 a.m. for Illinois counties, including Adams, Brown, and Pike counties.
Okay.
And that's from reports out of the National Weather Service out of St. Louis.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was anticipating. Okay, and we look at this. At this most recent radar update here. We try and we're almost like I'm kind of like Jeff Elliott, the play-by-play guy of the weather radar here. But I would let Jeff do this any day. The thunderstorms we've seen drop off in intensity as they approach that magic dividing line I was telling you about from the National Weather Service. And basically all that is it gets further as the signatures get further from the radar, okay, from the radar locations, then things appear somewhat different than they really are. And years ago we had a radar out of Columbia. National Weather Service used to have a radar site at Columbia Regional Airport, and then with all the enhancements and things, they closed that one and they added enhanced services out of Kansas City, EAX, and St. Louis, and they do a tremendous job. They really do. But boy, I sure miss that sometimes. That other vantage point. Des Moines would be our next closest to the north, and then to the south would be, I guess, Springfield. But anyway, at that dividing point, it looks like our storms are beginning to weaken, but actually what's happening is the storms are just continuing to scroll along that front, and as they're shifting into a different radar sweep, then we see that redevelopment. That's something that not all folks get to participate in or get to see. They look and go on, and we sit here and watch it sweep by sweep by sweep. So anyway, there's still a lot of hail associated with that storm, and still very good indications that this storm could have tornadic activity. Now we have seen again what appears to be a shift to the south, and that would be right along Highway 36 now, and that would be indicative of what we've been saying. Let's see, power lines down multiple places, and a truck with lines down on it. Linnaeus and in the Buckland area now. That was from Emergency Management, Shelby Creed, Director of Emergency Management in Lynn County. Let's see, a P and Hacker machine shed with severe damage. That came from Emergency Management. And you want to make sure you still got a house, don't you? Yeah, okay, I see. Where we lived for 20 plus years, right out next to the AM Tower site, is where we're talking about. But yeah, it looks like that would have been just to our north, Douglas. Anyway, that's a personal issue. We have more important things here to be concerned about, and that is everybody else in the Keys of BK listening area that depend on Storm Track Weather Radar. This particular storm, it looks to me now that, again, we've seen a slight shift, and now we're starting to see some effects along Highway 36. I still think, for my wife, my bride, who I don't deserve, who hates thunderstorms, and where have I gone the last 30 plus years when we have storms? To the radio station. I'm sure she's at home, and we live on Thomasville Lake now, and so that would be south. That area, but it does look like now that we could see heavier activity in the Macon area and to the north of Macon, also along Highway C to the south of Bevere down to about Highway T, and that would be in the College Mound area if it continues to move as it's currently being indicated. But hopefully that'll be a radar signature issue, but we'll just have to wait and see there. But once these storms are through, it does look like the main threat of tornadic activity and the hail goes away dramatically. So let's hope that's the case. Hopeful and praying that no injuries or anything worse than reported. Okay, more indications now out of Linn County Emergency Management. Highway Y north of Meadville. That would be near B. Hog barn roof gone. Okay. Highway Y north of Meadville, near B. Hog barn roof gone. Let's see here. We also have more indications. Okay. Whoops, wrong mouse. Okay. Power lines down multiple places. Truck with lines down on it, south of Linnaeus, and we've also had reports along Highway P at Hacker in Linn County. Machine shed damage. We've had reports out of Linn County, or rather Grundy County Emergency Management. Glenn and his crew up there, they do a tremendous job. Thank you so much, Glenn Briggs. We appreciate your help every storm. And let's see here, I was getting some updates. He's got a Facebook page there where we can get updates, but no wind damage according to Grundy County Emergency Management south or east of Trenton, but considerable hail damage in that particular area. We've also had some unconfirmed reports, again going back and forth between Linn and Grundy County, which seems like it's where the most damage has been, at least from what our perspective is right now. And again, all of this is unconfirmed and won't be confirmed that it's actual tornadic damage until the National Weather Service has sent out an assessment crew and taken a look at it. But we do have some reports of structural damage, numerous trees and power lines down northwest of Linnaeus. We've also had confirmed reports of a tornado that was on the ground near Linnaeus. That was earlier. Let's see here, between Purdon and Linnaeus. We've had confirmed reports of a farm building roof being ripped off in Linn County, 3 miles west of Linnaeus. Okay, and then out of prior to that, out of Livingston, or out of Grundy County, we've had reports of building damage, house damage. We have had reports of a house collapse, and I haven't seen anything more on that. Douglas, if you'll look, Glenn had provided us a link with some of the updated reports. Can you check on that and see what's happening out of Grundy County, see if we've got any additional updates as far as more details? I'd like to know if anyone was hurt or worse in any of those damaged buildings. We had reports of the majority or most of the roof of one of the churches being blown off in Trenton. We've had reports of windows being blown out in downtown business buildings in the Trenton area. Our friends at KTM are during the day and have a studio in that general location. Of course, the campus of North Central Missouri College is also in Trenton, right in that general area. Let's see, we've had reports of 4 structures west of Trenton near 52nd and Highway 6 that were destroyed. We've had a lot of other, yeah, it was the Methodist Church in Trenton, that's what I was looking for. We had reports from Grundy County Emergency Management that the Methodist Church in Trenton had lost 40 to 50% of their roof. Several buildings along Main Street with windows that were blown out. And that's just some of the older information that we had that we wanted to reincorporate here. I'm going to zoom back in here and pay attention to this radar sweep because I like the way that looks. Okay. And again, bear with us. Just because areas of damaging storms may have moved on past out of your area doesn't mean that other folks aren't being affected, because they are, and we're going to stay with them as long as we can possibly do that. So as long as we're getting our information timely and okay. Ham radio reporting a tornado northwest of New Cambria in Macon County now. That came from ham radio operators who are basically ham radio and emergency management agencies and storm spotters. They are our eyes in the field, and that and pictures. And without that, it would be, we're able to tell you where the storms are at and where they're headed, but the intensity, we can tell you about the intensity of the storm too, but as far as what it's actually doing on the ground, that's where this other information comes in and is literally priceless. And so thank you to our ham radio operators, and thank you to the folks like Glenn Briggs and Shelby Creed, who emergency management agencies across our listening area, because these are the folks that, you know, get up in the middle of the night like we do and report to the radio station or report to their particular workplace and try and keep the information flowing. That's what pulls it all together. So thank you. Yeah, that is the area that I was wanting to zoom in on, and that's exactly what we're talking about now. Yeah, let me zoom in some more in just a moment. Yeah, that was the ham radio. Let's see who reported that. Ham radio was reporting a tornado northwest of New Cambria, and that is the, yep, right there's the signature, right there. See that? Watch that come through. I just want to show you how that records. See it right there. Yeah, that was the signature that there was rotation anyway, and these are things that we have the opportunity to see on storm draft weather radar and become accustomed to when you do this, as long as we've done it. Okay, and so this storm is continuing to affect those of you along Highway 36 and to the north, and also just to the south of Highway 36. That storm, now if it's moving straight east from New Cambria, all it's got to do is cross the river, and boom, you're right there in Callio. And just to the north of Callio, that'd be the campground, or the help me out here. It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't say it. No. Oh, Young's Lodge. Yeah, Young's on Sheridan. That general area is where we're talking about. And just had a mental breakdown, I guess, doing this too long. Anyway, that would continue to move. If it continued to move east and didn't alter its course whatsoever, it would be that general area, and just to the north, if you drew a map line from basically the north corner of New Cambria, clear across, and you kept that line to, let's say, the highway patrol station north of Macon. That would be the general area of where the tornadic portion of that storm is at and where it would be. And right now it looks to be, according to the signature, just to the north and to the east now of New Cambria. And okay, right, Highway 3 north of Cali. Yeah, okay. And it looks like also, okay, there's the river. Right now, it looks like it'd be at the river, approaching the river, according to the indications I'm seeing on Storm Track Weather Radar. I do like these updates. These are good updates compared to what we had to work with. Anyway, Jeff Elliott is going to be envious. Tell him, my friend. Okay, and so let's go on and just say that, okay, we also just had some other reports. And that was for older information. 2 miles south of Buckland, we had a report of hail of 1 3/4 inch. We've had storm damage reports 3 miles east-southeast of Buckland. Public estimated wind gust of 80 miles per hour, 80 to 90 miles per hour is what they're saying. Ham radio is now reporting debris along Highway 36, 1/2 mile east of Buckland. Thank you, Glenn Briggs. We appreciate that. National Weather Service and Emergency Management. Okay, got an update. Roof damage in downtown. They're correcting their previous tornado report from Trenton. Now they're saying just church with roof damage in downtown Trenton. Understand that. Let's see. Ham radio again, 1/2 mile east of Buckland. Okay. And that'd be right there at the Macon-Sheridan County line in that general area. And what's that little highway that goes just straight north? There's a little community there. No, smaller than that. Just to the west of 36, or rather north of 36 and west of the Lynn County line is probably not showing on that map. The Laredo area, that's what I was trying to think of. And so that'd be that general area. Debris was showing along 36 highway 1/2 mile east of Buckland, and that would have been right at the county line, basically. All right, now we're seeing a little bit of strengthening of that storm that would have the tornadic potential. And again, we've had storm damage reports now, and we're seeing somewhat of a debris path, you might even say, along Brookfield. Just really lucky there because it was just to the north of Brookfield, just to the north. And then it's continued to stay in that general area as it's continued to move on to the east. If it stays on its present path, those locations next to be impacted would be, of course, the Callio area, the Worthington area north of Bevere, Ethel and Elmer still under the gun, that general area. Let's see, we would be west of New Cambria by that point, or no, east of New Cambria by that point considerably, so that would be out of the picture. Okay, but leading edge we're talking about now, and that would be again approaching Highway 3 north, Callio, approaching Bevere, and north, the Love's Travel Center area, the Long Branch Lake recreational area, the swimming area of Long Branch Lake, the camping area of Long Branch Lake. That would all be in that general area. Also, if it continues, it would scoot along the northern edge of Macon, much like with Brookfield, assuming no changes. And then to the north, it would be south of the Atlanta, well, along and south of the Atlanta recreational area, and the Long Branch Lake area. All of Long Branch Lake region would be impacted by that. If it continued to move on into Shelby County, then we're talking areas north of Clarence, Axtell, the Macon ethanol plant would be in that general area, and areas to the north, and east and south of the Atlanta area, as we paint a mental picture and try and keep you updated as far as where the storm is at and where it's headed. We're now seeing a little bit, nope, take that back. I started to say it looked like it was picking up a little punch in southern Adair County as the storm swung around into that region, but the next few radar sweeps were showing that had weakened a little bit. Certainly the La Plata area would be of concern, but it looks to me like the heaviest of the storm in that particular region, unless there's a major change, is going to be south of La Plata and north, or from Macon and north. So that's kind of what it's looking like. So there you have a quick update from Storm Track Weather Radar. And let's see if we have any other damage reports here. Okay, the National Weather Service has continued their severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable thunderstorm damage report or guesstimate. Winds 70 miles per hour. We've had some observed winds of that speed. Hail 1.5 inch observed for Sheridan, Randolph, and Macon County. All under the gun until 10:15 tonight. And let's see here. Pull it up here real quick. Okay, yeah, there was considerable damage to the church roof in Trenton. Thank you so much, Glenn. We appreciate that. Could have been so much worse too, though. So we have to keep all those things into consideration. Okay. Yeah, I want to mention Macon Electric Cooperative and North Central Electric Cooperative in particular. Both some of our providers. Got an update for me there, Douglas?
Yeah,
let's see your mic's hot.
Just thought I'd pass along a report we just got in from the public. For those of you traveling north of Brookfield along Highway M or the Highway M and P junction, and just to the north of that where Highway V intersects with M, there have been some public reports of very large tree limbs and trees uprooted and over the road, so very well could make hazardous travel conditions if you're in that area. You want to be mindful of that. We'd like to thank that fine gentleman for his calling in that report and helping to keep you all safe out there. We thought we'd pass that along.
Right, and that's a very good point, because we don't need people out gawking and sightseeing. This is not a sightseeing tour. It's a serious situation, and if you haven't had damage, be grateful, not hate, as my late friend Dan would have said. And you said that report was right along Highway 11 and V Highway in that general area?
Just north of Brookfield, where the P and M highways intersection is, and just basically north of the intersection of Highway P and up to Highway V.
Okay, all right, Highway V, yeah. All right, well, that would be just to the north of the house at the farm, and right in that general area, the former, I guess it's still Sheridan Valley Tower, cell tower, that was built right in that general area. So that is an update. That area served by, I can tell you, North Central Electric Cooperative, and also parts of that area served by Ameren. But I tell you, North Central has them, and Macon Electric too. They've really spent the bucks in keeping clearing right away and minimizing power outages, and that has made a tremendous difference. I can tell you, just sitting in this chair right now. Not trying to sell services or anything like that, but it does make a difference. Keep your power lines, keep your trees trimmed back away from your power lines near the service entrances of your homes. You won't have near as many problems, I assure you. spend some money on that. So, anyway, enough of that. What are you grinning about? Hear me rambling and sharing my words of wisdom. I told you I'm full of knowledge. Most of it's useless, but I'm full of it. Anyway, sometimes, you've got to just sit back and laugh, and be grateful. Anyway, we are going to, what we really need to do? We need to take a quick break and pay a few bills, because I have a suspicion we're going to have a few more bills here to pay before too much longer. And grateful it's not worse. So we're going to take a real quick time out. I think we can do that here real quickly. And catch our breath just a bit and make a decision as to how much longer we're going to stay with these storms. I assure you we'll stay with it at least through Shelby County, if it continues to move that direction, and Monroe County. And then after that, we'll turn it over to our friends at our sister station, 103.9 FM KMCR, serving East Central Missouri and the Pike County area and Monroe County and Rawls County and all of that area. So anyway, we'll reassess where we're at here and get back with you here real quickly after a quick time out. You're listening to continuous storm track weather radar coverage on 96.9 FM KZBK, along with 96.1 FM KFMZ, and hopefully 1470 AM KFMZ. Back with more after this.
Are you missing that one-on-one contact from your pharmacy? Don't have that feel-good, friendly service? Then maybe it's time to visit your friends at Green Hills Pharmacy in Brookfield. Whether you need to pick up a prescription, just getting some over-the-counter items, or want to drop in to do some shopping for a special gift, you'll always get the best hometown service you deserve. Green Hills Pharmacy is committed to serving the North Central Missouri area with affordable, convenient, and friendly health care. That's Green Hills Pharmacy in Brookfield.
This is Lacey Meisen, Business Office Manager and Finance Specialist at Pioneer Skilled Nursing in Marceline. We know and understand how difficult the decision for skilled nursing placement can be, both from the emotional aspect as well as financial. Our goal is to make this process as easy for you as possible by answering any questions you may have, in addition to helping you qualify for these benefits. If you have questions, please feel free to call me at Pioneer Skilled Nursing anytime. I'd love to visit with you and ensure that your decision is an informed one.
Best TV has just received a new shipment of Corsica mattresses and have both twin and queen size mattresses in stock. The queen mattress is an 8-inch pocketed coil and it's priced at $259. The twin priced at $179. Stop in Best TV and see the new lineup of Corsica mattresses priced to sell right away. That's at Best TV Sales and Rentals in downtown Overlake. Open normal hours Monday from 9 to 4 and Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 5. Hurry in today and save on a new mattress at Best TV, 408 West Reed, downtown Overlake.
Are you missing that one-on-one contact from your pharmacy? Don't have that feel-good, friendly service? Then maybe it's time to visit your friends at Green Hills Pharmacy in Brookfield. Whether you need to pick up a prescription, just getting some over-the-counter items, or want to drop in to do some shopping for a special gift, you'll always get the best hometown service you deserve. Green Hills Pharmacy is committed to serving the North Central Missouri area with affordable, convenient, and friendly health care. That's Green Hills Pharmacy in Brookfield.
And this is KFMZ, KZBK Brookfield. I have to check out that signal, Douglas. Hopefully it's just from the storms, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see here. We also wanted to mention all of our fine sponsors that make Storm Track Weather Radar coverage possible each and every year, and there's a bunch of them. And Macon Electric and North Central Electric are a couple of them. PCM Systems out of Moberly. Of course, our friends at DeVoy Bakery. And we're back. Popped off there temporarily. Well, I grabbed the wrong sponsor list, Douglas. How about that? I grabbed the Regional Scoreboard Show sponsor list, and should have been the Storm Track Weather Radar sponsor list when I was making a mad dash in here earlier. But that's okay. That's okay. because a lot of those sponsors are on that list too. And I was hoping that I had an update there. BTC Bank, they're always one of our fine sponsors on radar coverage, and of course Regional Missouri Bank with numerous locations throughout the area. Just one of many that it takes to keep us going and on the air here. So, wanted to get a quick scope here of what radar is looking like, and then we're going to update you. And unless things change, here's the plan. And that is simply to update you one final time here. And well, no, wait a second. I want to make sure that this tornadic portion has well passed our main area, and I'm seeing some redevelopment now in portions of Dare County. So Dare County that's associated with this main line. I do think though it's starting to lose its punch, but I felt that before, and then it enters some warm, moist air and it regenerates itself, it seems.
It's starting to fall apart.
Keys to decay, unless there's a major change. If they haven't had any new warnings out, we probably are going to go to regular radar report coverage instead of extended coverage, and get you back to some normal programming too, hopefully, in the next 10 minutes or so. The area, oh wow, right to the north, right Callio and Bevere, that area really being pounded right now, according to our indications as far as hail and rain and potential tornadic activity. Those of you in Macon County, in Macon in particular, city of Macon, you need to be watching the storm real carefully. It has done some damage here and there. We won't have a complete assessment until daylight, but the National Weather Service teams will be working on that over the weekend, I'm sure. And well, now that's interesting. Winds are now all over the place here at our Brookfield studio. It's like we don't know whether that front is passed or not. Now we've got winds out of the east, and then I saw south-southeasterly winds, and earlier it was west-northwesterly winds. So anyway, we're still getting remnants, I'm sure, of all this that's passed by. And now knocking on the door of Long Branch Lake with the heaviest of the activity. And soon we'll be approaching